Hello and welcome to another lesson in the Clicks and Conversions classroom. Today, we're talking all about Facebook ads. This is your introduction to Facebook ads, so we'll be covering a lot of the basics and giving you a tour of Ad Manager. The three things we're going to talk about in today's lesson include a welcome tour of Facebook Ad Manager. I'll show you how to set up your billing information and name your account. Next, we'll be talking about setting up your Facebook ad audiences. This is key foundational work to making sure that your ads reach your ideal customers. Next, we'll talk about an introduction to Facebook ad campaigns. I'll explain how marketers have used advertising campaigns in the past and show you how Facebook Ad Manager has set themselves up to relate to this bigger point of view when running campaigns. So in the first introduction to the Ad Manager, I'll be showing you how to set up your account and billing information, and I'll also give you a quick tour of the main menu and the dashboard. To do this, we need to head to facebook.com/ads/manage. If you're on your Facebook homepage, you can also access this link simply by clicking on the little drop-down menu in the upper right-hand corner of your Facebook ad profile. So when you land on your profile, look in the upper right-hand corner, click on the small downward triangle, and about a third of the way down, 2/3 of the way down the menu, there's an option that says Manage Ads. If you don't have an option that says Manage Ads, you can also click on the option that says Create Ads. Know that I understand you are running the ad on behalf of your business and that you're accessing it from your personal profile. This is completely normal. A lot of my clients get a little nervous about this, but the ad will be run from the business. It simply has to be managed from a personal account. All right, so once you've clicked on the Manage Ads option, you'll be taken to where you can click on the different accounts you may have. Most of you will only have one account, and so you'll click on the name of that account. Click on the blue name of that account. This will take you into Facebook Ad Manager. When Facebook Ad Manager loads, the very first thing you see is the ad dashboard. This is where all your active campaigns will show, as well as past campaigns that are no longer running. This is where you get a quick glimpse of your results, and you can also access your main menu to see other fields. So we'll be starting in the main menu. Up in the upper left-hand corner, there are the three little lines, and I call this the hamburger menu. So you're going to click on your hamburger menu, which is going to drop down a small menu. If you click on All Tools, you'll expand the small menu to show you all the settings you have within Ad Manager. A good place to start is with your ad account settings and your billing and payment methods. You won't be able to activate any ads until you have set up a billing method with Facebook. So if we were to head into the billing and payment methods, you'll see here that you get a summary of how much you've recently spent. This is where you can download PDFs of all your receipts and where you can add a payment method. So you'll be clicking on the green Add a Payment Method button, and you'll be putting in a credit card or PayPal account that you want linked to your Facebook ads. Once this is done, hit the blue Continue button, and your new payment method will be stored in Facebook. Once you have your payment method updated, click on the hamburger menu in the upper left, and head to All Tools so that you expand your menu, and then to the Ad Account Settings. In your Ad Account Settings, you have the ability to name your ad account. So if, for example, it said your name and you wanted it to say your business name, you could change that right here under Account Name. Just type in whatever name you would like the ad account to have. Make sure that your time zone is in your proper time zone. That way, when you go to set timing of your ads, it'll be following your correct time zone. And also, when you set up your ad account, it's going to default to the dollar value of wherever your current address is. So if you have a German Facebook profile, it's going to default to German dollars, and you would need to German currency, and you would need to change it to dollars if you want to advertise with US dollars. So right here, you can explain whether or not you're buying your Facebook ads for a business purpose. Most of us are, so we hit yes. We put in the business name. If you have an LLC, you can put in the LLC here or an INC. And then you want to fill in your business address just in case they need to send you any information or documents about that. You don't have to fill in your tax ID number. And you want to make sure that down here in ad account roles, the people who have ad account access to this account will be able to look at the ads, change the billing methods, and do all kinds of things. So you need to make sure that the only people who have access are the people that you trust or the people that you've hired to run your ads. If you do hire somebody to run a Facebook ad for you, you simply come here and you hit add a person and you invite them to your ad account. Okay, you can choose whether or not to have your notifications on and what types of notifications you want to receive on Facebook. So as you make these changes, they're automatically accepted. You don't have to hit a save button. And once you've gone through that, I want you to click on your hamburger menu again. And then I'll show you how we can go into the Add Audiences section. So this is a section we're going to dive deeper into in just a moment, but I do want to show you that it's located right here on your menu. And this is where we create saved audiences of the people we want to target with our ads. This is also where we can create audiences from our email list or website visitors. So you'll end up having a lot of audiences that you've created, and this will be a big time saver in the future when you go to create ads. All right, continuing on our tour, we'll click on the hamburger menu again, go to All Tools. Next, what we're going to talk about is the Ads Manager. So if you click on Ads Manager, we're going to end up back on our home page, on our dashboard. Some things that trip people up when it comes to their dashboard are the date range. So if you look on the right-hand side, underneath the green Create Ad button, there is a box that will either say lifetime or last 30 days or last 7 days, depending on how your account was set up. So if you click on that box, you should know that you can change your dashboard view to show you any date range that you would like. So I usually default to looking at the last 30 days or looking at the lifetime of my campaign. If you're having any trouble finding an active campaign, always click on lifetime to make sure you're showing all of your existing campaigns. Once you're in Ad Manager, you'll see that you have a search option up here. And just know that you could search through your existing campaigns if you had trouble finding one and you wanted to look at the results really quickly. And the way that these ads work are that you click on the ad name, and that will take you into that ad to show you results specific to that ad. This is where you can see your spend, you can see your results that you're getting, and you can see if you've had any fluctuations in the types of results that you've been seeing. One area I love to look at here, which we'll dive deeper into when we look at the Analyzing Results lesson, is that you can see your ad results based on their performance as well as their demographics. So you can see if your results are coming from more men or more women and what age range within that. And placement, meaning where is your ad being shown? Is it being shown on the desktop news feed, on the desktop right column, on the mobile news feed, or on Instagram? At any point in time, you can get back to your main dashboard by clicking on the name of your account. So this completes the tour of the Ad Manager. Now we're going to start talking about our audiences. But before we dive there, I want to introduce to you the types of Facebook ads. So we've already covered some of these ads. In earlier lessons, we talked about the page-like ad, which will introduce you to a wider audience for roughly 50 cents per new fan. So this is a way to grow your fan base when you're brand new to Facebook. I've worked with many clients to do this, and one of my successful case studies is with an upcoming author. She's going to be launching a book soon, and so she decided to grow her Facebook fan page by investing in Facebook page-like ads. She now has over 7,000 new Facebook page likes or Facebook followers in less than 3 months by investing under $1,300. So with proper ad targeting and using the right imagery, you can create a Facebook page-like ad that will help you skyrocket your fan base with minimal investment. And the goal behind growing your fan base like that is now somebody's listening when you post. So now when you share links to your blog posts, or when you have a launch coming up, or when you have a new class to announce, there's somebody listening when you post on Facebook. Also, it's going to be cheaper in the long run to run a couple of page-like ads and then boost posts to those people than to keep running ads to a cold audience. When you boost posts, we went over this in an earlier lesson. This is when you pay Facebook $5 or more to show your posts to people who like your page, to people who like your page and their friends, or to any of your saved audiences. Next, we have the page post engagement ad. Page post engagement is when you're, in essence, showing a post where the results you're expecting are likes, comments, shares, or video views. So if you're looking for any of those as your results, you want to get comments on your post, you want to get video views, you want to get shares of your post, a page post engagement ad's a good option. And this is also a good way to introduce your content to a new audience. So if you are trying to break into a new market, people who have never heard of you before, you should use some page post engagement ads just to show them that you provide some cool, awesome, valuable content before you start trying to get them to join your email list or to buy a product or service or register for an event. All right, last on the list is the general Facebook ads that we can create. And my two personal favorites are the clicks to website ad and the lead ad. We also can run conversion ads and local awareness ads in this setting. This is when we're going to use Facebook's Power Editor to create our ads, tell them who we want our ads shown to and how much we're willing to spend. We're also going to set an objective so that we know what our goal is and how to measure success. All right, so once you have a good understanding of the types of Facebook ads, and now that we've done a tour of Ad Manager, we're ready to start on the very first foundational step, which is setting up our audiences. So to set up your audience, the thing that you should understand is you're going to have cold audiences and you're going to have warm audiences. A cold audience is an audience who has never heard of you before and is being introduced to you for the very first time. A warm audience are the group of people who have heard of you before. They have a little bit of name recognition when it comes to your brand, and these are the people who you can easily get onto your email list, over to your website, and to start buying products and services from you. So let's talk about, we're going to go over to Facebook Ad Manager, and we're going to set up a cold audience, and I'll talk about how to also create warm audiences. Okay, once you're back on your Ads Manager dashboard, you need to click on your hamburger menu in the upper left-hand corner, and we're going to the option called Audiences. It's under your Assets column. So when you get to Audiences, for the very first time, you won't have any of these things listed, but you will have the blue Create Audiences button. So you'll click that. When you click this, you have three options. You can create a custom audience. These are usually your warm audiences. You're going to either upload an email list, base your audience on website traffic, or base them on engagement of your previous posts. You can create a lookalike audience. A lookalike audience is when we take a warm audience and we tell Facebook, go find me more people like this. Or the place that most of us start is at the Saved Audiences option. So for now, I am going to have you click on Saved Audiences. When you click on Saved Audiences, the menu pops up where you can start to create your audience. The first thing you want to do is name your audience because we'll be saving this for future use. I like to name my audience how I set it up. So if I know I'm about to set an audience of women who are 35 to 65, living in the US, interested in fitness, I might say something like women 35 to 65, US fitness. Right? So now I know for sure what that audience is without having to click into it. Now, you'll skip custom audiences the first time you use this. When you go to location, you have four options. You can choose everybody in the locations you're about to specify. This would include people who live there, people who are visiting there, or people who have been there recently. Or you can choose to segment based on those conditions. So we can choose just people who live in the US. Or we can choose people who are traveling in the US. The traveling setting is really awesome if your business tries to attract tourists and all. This setting looks for people who have their home address set as somewhere else in the world, but have been picked up by GPS as being in your area. Once you have a setting, then you need to choose the location that you're talking about. Know that locations kind of rule each other out. So if I'm picking United States, I don't also need to pick California because California is part of the larger US. But if I want to simply choose the states of California and Texas and Illinois, I can choose to go just by state. So I've just typed Calif, and now California shows in the drop-down menu, and you do need to click the option in the drop-down menu. Okay, so when I clicked California, my location changed from United States to exclusively California. Now I can add Illinois and Washington State and Oregon. Okay, so once you've chosen your states, they'll appear in the list. It's better to be more specific. So don't choose United States if you know that most of your customers are going to come from Chicago, Oregon, Washington, and Illinois. Your ad will cost less if you use more specific location targeting. With that said, it should come as no surprise that it would be even better if you could put in an actual city. So in this example, I'm going to put in Seattle, Washington. And then I can say people who live within a certain range of miles within Washington, Seattle, Washington. See? So it says Seattle, Washington, and 25 miles. Now I can choose people who live within 40 miles of Seattle, Washington. And I can choose Chicago, Illinois. And people who live within 50 miles of Chicago, Illinois. So what's really important about this part of the lesson is the more specific you can get, the better your results will be. Try to identify people in major cities as opposed to simply choosing general states. This will help your ad cost less and help you reach the right people. Okay. Next, we have the setting for age. Again, the same rule applies. The more specific you can get, the better. And know that the age range does stop at 65. 65 is considered 65 plus. So 65, 75, 85, everything is just 65 plus. And again, you're going to target your gender. So in this case, we have all genders, and I am creating an audience of only women. So I'll select women. Know that in many of the ads that I've been running lately, I've found that it's more expensive to target women than it is to target men. And I believe that's because women is a more competitive audience right now. Languages. If your ad is going to be entirely in English, you certainly would want somebody who speaks English in your audience. So you might choose to write the languages and choose English. Every time you type in one of these menus, make sure you choose from the drop-down menu. That way you know for sure that your option took. Now what I want to show you is if I scroll back to the top of my audiences, I have an estimated potential reach. It's showing me here there are about 9,400,000 women who live in these specific locations who are between the ages of 35 and 65. 9.4 million is way too big. Our goal is going to be to get an audience of 200,000 to about 1 million. So we can make our audience more specific by using the detailed targeting option. This is where we tell Facebook the general interests that our audience should have. So in this case, if this is an ad about a Tai Chi program, I'd say these people should be interested in Tai Chi. Let me see if I can find probably Taoist Tai Chi to be even more specific. Taoist Tai Chi or Qigong. Now I put 2 interests in and we can see that significantly narrowed my audience. Now my audience is only 46,000 people instead of 9.4 million. 46,000 is too small. So I will continue adding common interests to try to boost the number of people in my audience. So they could be interested in Tai Chi Chuan, Tai Chi. They might be interested in Yang style Tai Chi. They might also be interested in meditation. So now I've added more interest. I can scroll up and I can see I have this beautiful audience of 840,000 people. So again, your target is to get over 200,000 but under 1 million. If you're targeting a very specific location, and this happens with a lot of my clients here in Maui, they want to target only Maui tourists. It's unlikely that you're going to reach an audience of 200,000. Your audience might be as small as 6,000 or 7,000 people. Know that that is okay for how specific you're getting. It's just that you're not going to expect tremendous results. You're going to expect fewer quality results because you're being so specific with your targeting. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is this idea of being able to exclude people or narrow your audience. So if you want to exclude people, this means that you would say, don't include people in this audience who match this particular criteria. So some of the criteria you might choose are demographics. For example, if they make a low income, or if they don't own a home, or if they haven't been married, if they're not in a relationship, if they don't have a job. So we can choose all of these options that will exclude people. Also, we can do it based on their general interests, which is just like typing in the interest like I did above. And one of the most powerful options is also behaviors. So don't include people who have a purchase behavior of buying subscription services. Now, in this case, I would want people who have a purchase behavior of buying subscription services, but this is just an example. So I might say exclude people who match at least one of the following. Maybe they like a competitor. Maybe they are currently traveling, something along those lines. The other option, instead of exclude, is to narrow. When you narrow your audience, then you're saying people have to match one of the interests that are up top and also match one of these interests below. So this is where I might say people who have a purchase behavior of buying subscription services. Okay, so in this case, maybe they have subscription services they have a prepaid debit card, or they have a mortgage that they pay, or I'm going to actually write online buyers. This would be a better option for us. So people who have a habit of buying things online. This would help me identify people who, again, make purchases online, and therefore I can sell my products to them online. So what happens is this line becomes very important. They must also match at least one of the following. So my 840 million suddenly becomes 72,000, much smaller audience. So I might take that one off for now, but the idea of being able to narrow your audience is helpful. If you sell a book, you might say interested in these different topics, and that's what your book is about. But they must also be interested in Amazon Kindle or Barnes & Noble, or have a habit of reading. You might, if you do yoga, you might say they should be interested in all these yoga things. And they should also be interested in, maybe you do yoga for animals, so they must also be interested in pets. Maybe that's your niche, is you do yoga videos with your animals. So that way you can really target down to your specific audience. Okay, so at this point I have my audience of 840,000. It's right in my sweet spot. So I'm going to create audience. You'll see your new audiences always show at the top. And at this point, you could use this audience for boosting posts or running ads. So we're going to talk a lot more about setting up audiences after we've done our Facebook Pixel installation. That's coming up in one of the next lessons. That will allow you to start creating audiences based on your website visitors. I'll also show you at that point how to upload your email list to create an audience of the people who are already on your email list. Now, we're going to tune back to our presentation and talk about the general structure of Facebook ads so you understand what you're setting up when we do our demo in the next lesson. Facebook ads are based on a 3-tiered structure. We have a campaign, and that campaign has a specific goal. Your campaign might be to get more email subscribers or to get more website visitors. Those are the goals of your campaign. Now, as you might have seen in some of the marketing that big brands do, each campaign has a specific theme. So this might be your summer special, and the goal is to get more email subscribers or get more website visitors. It might be that your theme is love your yoga, right? So that's just a general theme that you could run an entire marketing campaign around. Underneath the campaign umbrella, you will have ad sets. Ad sets are the different customers you're targeting within that campaign. So with many businesses, we have different types of customers we're targeting. For example, in the Tai Chi market, we might be targeting men who do Tai Chi for martial arts, seniors who do Tai Chi for health and fitness, parents who do Tai Chi with their kids, or people who do Tai Chi as part of a meditation routine. So those different audiences all will respond better to different messages targeted directly at them. So for example, if I were to say Tai Chi helps seniors with ailing joints, that ad message works better when I target a senior audience as opposed to when I target the audience who is using Tai Chi as a martial art. So your ad sets are the different customers that you're targeting. In Facebook, your ad sets also control where your ad shows in Facebook. So you could have one ad set for Facebook and one ad set for Instagram, or one ad set for mobile and one ad set for desktop. And underneath each ad set, there are multiple versions of the ad for testing. People will respond differently to different pictures and different text. So you want to test multiple pictures and multiple text to find what your audience is responding to most. In the example below, you can see that we have two similar ad campaigns. They're targeted at the same audience, but they use different imagery and different messages. When we tested these two campaigns, Facebook clearly found us a winner. We discovered that the blue meditation iceberg image performed best and got us the most clicks at the lowest price. So I encourage you in your testing to come up with slightly different versions of your images and slightly different versions of your ad text, and you'll test these versions. The beautiful thing about Facebook ads is that you will have one budget, one audience, and Facebook will randomly select which of your ad tests to show them and automatically start putting more money behind the one that's performing best. I want to click now to show you a screenshot of Facebook Ad Manager to show you how Facebook Ad Manager controls the campaign, ad sets, and ads. In Facebook Ad Manager, the campaign is the very first thing we must choose, and we have all of these objectives to choose from. As I've talked about before, you'll likely be using this option to send people to your website, increase conversions on your website, reach people near your business, and get video views. You may also have one more option, which is my favorite, and I'm not seeing it here on this list. It's called lead generation. And that is another fantastic goal conversion under your campaign objective. Next, we have our audience, which is where we're going to select how much we're willing to spend on our ad, where we want to place it, and who we're targeting. And lastly, our ad itself. In the next lesson, we'll be setting up our first ad together and walking through the steps so you can see how this is done. I hope this lesson gave you a good idea of Facebook Ad Manager, how to set up your billing, how to create audiences, and the general structure of a Facebook ad. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next lesson.